technique that you'll be able to use to answer any question that you ever have about life, about anything. Any challenge you have, any guidance you need, you use this technique. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? I know. But it really honestly works every single time. It's simple, it's not particularly easy, but it's really worth the effort, because when you use this, you're really tapping in to your guidance system. So what I'm going to show you here is how to absolutely every single time follow your higher guidance system, your higher self, your God consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So the first thing to recognize is that you are connected to the everything that is everything, right? How can you not be? Because everything that is everything includes you, right? So, and it's all dancing. It's this energy flux that we're all connected to. Now, each and every one of us is such a small aspect of the whole thing. So the whole thing knows better than what we do, that we are in an intelligence, we're in a loving intelligence that's guiding us all the time. I know you could disagree with that because of the conflict we have here, but that's a different video. Just for now, just imagine that you are in this loving intelligence, or this high intelligence that knows what's best for you. Now, if you have your attention in your thoughts about reality, which is where most people live, then you can't hear the guidance. Your thoughts about life are what you've been taught reality is. When you watch the TV over and over and over and over again, you're literally programming yourself. That's why they're called programs. You're programming yourself to believe that life is the way the program tells you. It's one of the ways that we're programmed, but we're also programmed by our respective tribes when we're born here to fit into the tribe. So to get to your higher guidance, you've got to pull away from those programs. You've got to know, how can I pull away from those programs so I can listen to what has heart for me, for what's really, really supporting me and wants the best for me, which is my higher guidance, right? So there's only two places I can ever have my attention. One of them is in my thoughts about reality. That's the program that I'm seeing. The other is in reality. That's where I am right now. Right? Now, it's not easy at first. If you spent your entire life with your attention and your thinking about reality, then pulling your attention off your thinking and into the moment is not easy. But it's worth the effort because of what will happen when you do it, right? So when you actually come to reality, you get to feel reality, and it is always communicating with you. Always. It's never not. Because it is part of you, you're connected to it, and the higher part of you is always guiding you. But if you're here all the time, you can't hear what has heart, or what the higher guidance is saying. So this is the technique. Let's imagine you want to know whether you should turn left or right, or whether you should go forward in the relationship or leave the relationship, whether you should take a new job, whether you should let a new job go. If you want to know what you should do in any situation, you ask the question. You ask the question. Now the question is from the mind. So you pose the question and then you come to the moment with your attention. Now, the thing that you've got that's always in the moment is the body, right? It can't not be anywhere else. It's always in the moment. Now your mind is always in the future or the past. When you're afraid, you're in the future. When you're sad, you're in the past. Okay, those are the two big areas that we're always in. Now, so you're always going on here. You can't not be. I know it's cliche to the max, but you're always happening here. So to get your attention here, you come where your body is. Check out where your feet are. What does it feel like to have my feet on the stool rim right now? What does it feel like to be sitting on this stool? What does it feel like to be in this space that I'm in? With the sounds that I can hear, my own voice and everything else that's going on around me, the taste in my mouth, what am I looking at, what is reality for me right now? And then I wait. Now, the answer is going to either drop in through my intuition, it's going to drop into my awareness as an inspired thought, or I'll see something in my outer reality. So, I was once years ago when I first started learning this, I was in Sydney in Martin Place, I was going up to Cairns, and I was trying to make a decision whether I should fly back or take the long route back on my own, which was more frightening to me. So I asked the question and I waited. And I waited. Nothing happened because I wasn't used to living in the moment so regularly. So it's difficult because the mind pulls you back up there, and it certainly pulled me back. But shortly after that, I started walking and I heard this song in the distance. And I thought, I know that song. What is that song? I'm thinking about it. I didn't think it was related, but it was actually the song by Supertramp called Take the Long Way Home. And I stopped in my tracks when I got it. It's like, and there was the answer. I've had another time where I was on a beach in Thailand, and I'd just done a fast, a 10-day cleanse. I was very clear, and I asked the question, where do I go next? Because I had a few choices. And I heard so clearly, go to India. Now at the time I had a girlfriend that worked in the flight, what are they called? She was a flight attendant. And I had all these cheap tickets, and I had a business class ticket to go to Paris. And I chose that. Anyway, long story short, that didn't work. We broke up. I ended up back in England, then back to Thailand, and then I went to India. Months later, when I should have gone in the first place. But I was too afraid. Now here's the thing about when you get your answer, it's always out of your comfort zone. Because your higher self wants you to be alive. Now we are creatures of habit. We keep doing the same thing over and over and over. We keep going round and round and round and wondering why things don't change. Because we follow patterns. The patterns might be big. You might be flying all over the world, but you're still in the pattern that you do. Right? So to get your real guidance, you stay present, you listen to this moment and wait. So you might get, another message I got was on someone's t-shirt, crystal clear. When I was waiting for some guidance, I saw the answer written on a t-shirt. Now as you start to do this more often, you start to drop into the moment, you start to feel and realize and become more aware of how life is guiding you. And it's always guiding you. But it usually comes with, there's usually a little bit of trepidation or fear because it will take you out of your comfort zone. Because that's where life's alive for you. And to get to new realities, to the place you want to be, you're always going to have to break these comfort zones, always. So your intuition is always telling you new places that will maybe bring some fear, but there'll be excitement with it as well. And you'll know it's right, there'll be a feeling with it. Now here's the other thing to bear in mind. You'll only ever get one step. It's not going to say, look, turn left, you're going to be safe. You'll then see a sign that's going to tell you to go over there. You're going to have plenty of money, don't worry about it. There's going to be loads of security, you're okay. There'll be a big neon sign saying, we're guiding you, we're looking after you. None of that's going to happen, right? That's not how it works. You're only going to get one step. So you take your one step and you wait for the next guidance. But it works every single time. But not always easy. It's not easy at first to pull yourself out of the moment, but it's absolutely worth the effort, because not only will you pull yourself from the program, you'll start to discover who you are, because when you're here, you get to hear who you are. You get to realize yourself in each moment. You also get to realize what your feelings are saying about life, and your feelings are always telling the truth. Your mind has been trained to lie. You were taught to be in the tribe that you're in. You've been trained to be, in my case, I've been trained to be English. So to train me to be English, I have to learn how to be English so that my tribe will accept me. Now, some of that will be beneficial for me, but some of it will be away from what my heart says is real for me. So awareness of self is what will happen as you do this. Plus, you'll get answers. Plus, you'll become alive with life. It's absolutely worth the effort. And what you can do regularly to assist yourself is 1,000 times a day, remember to come back. Whenever you remember, come back, come back, come back, come back. Keep coming back to the moment. Actually, where am I? Instead of following the story that tells you what it thinks life is, come back and check out what life actually is. And do it again and again. And the place to do it the most is when and where you don't want to be where you are. Right? So when you're in a queue, in a traffic jam, things like that, where you really want to get to the next place as quick as you can, when time is going slow, that's when you practice this. Okay, I'm here, it's an undeniable truth, I can't help but being here, right? So let's get where I actually am, because where I actually am will continually tell me what to do next, okay? So, if you like my channel, please subscribe. You can do that down there on the subscribe somewhere. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up. And at the time of this recording, I've still got some spaces left at my healing retreat. The link is down there if you're interested. Have a click. If it's way past that, I'm sorry, there'll be a different link there. Until next week, have an absolutely fantastic week, and thank you.